You know.
Nah, go ahead.
What you mean? Go ahead. Like we were mid conversation. Like I just had to start it up.
Are we gonna start?
No, I think we are gonna start here.
It's live.
SA5 pot. Nothing fancy here. Same old, but let's let's get right into it.
Won't you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
All right, episode 34 out. We got 3 on the pod today. All right. How are we feeling this morning, gentlemen?
Doing good.
Feel pretty good. It's a good Saturday.
It's always a good Saturday when football's on.
This is true. The Canes play today. 7:00 tonight, I think.
Who do they play?
We play USF tonight at USF. So that's gonna be interesting.
It's not sweet.
That's what they say. I thought we're gonna get them pretty bad, but people are saying it'll be close or we're gonna lose, which is
no, that's wild.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna lose. But I mean, if they play like they did against Bama, like maybe we could lose. Or not lose, but maybe they could keep it close. But I don't think it'll be close. I really don't.
Man, y'all are favored by 17 points. Like what?
I agree. I think that we're gonna beat them like by 30. But they just played Bama 2 years in a row by, I think this year it was like 6-3 in the fourth quarter. Last year they had them in the 3s or in a 1-score game in the fourth quarter. So they're not bad.
We'll see about that. I don't know if I could sit down and watch 2+ hours of that. I'm definitely not in the long. Just checking.
Yeah, our game isn't sweet either. We got Arkansas
at home.
Yeah.
Y'all have a chance if it's at home. Did you bench that quarterback?
Yes.
Peyton Thorne?
Yes, he's been benched, bro. Yeah. And the dude we started last week actually looks very good.
What is he, a freshman or he's younger?
He's a true freshman, yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know if he's a true freshman, but he's a freshman.
Yeah. What's called? Yeah, Peyton Thorne is
not it.
Yeah.
Drew, I don't see the Auburn game on this top 25.
Yeah, what is y'all's record? Have y'all lost 2 or 1?
Bro, come on.
I'm serious.
2.
We lost 1. We shouldn't have lost that. That was embarrassing.
Y'all got beat by a cow, didn't you?
We did at home.
Shout out to ACC, man. Shout out to Cal.
Whatever, bro. I don't care if it's not a SEC loss. As long as it's not an SEC loss, I'm cool with it.
Bro, y'all might get dragged in the SEC this year, though.
I guess we'll see today.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely see. What other games are y'all looking at?
Obviously tonight there's another big game. Tennessee versus Tennessee versus Oklahoma.
Yeah.
In Norman. So given that it's in Oklahoma, I feel like they have a shot. Like I'm definitely giving the edge to Tennessee. That's where I'll put my money. Definitely. Just after watching them play a few times. Their quarterback looks nice. Like you kind of, what I was explaining to y'all a few weeks ago, you can kind of see what a real Tennessee offense is supposed to look like when they have a capable quarterback. Like when they had Joe Milton last year, they were not where they should be at. Like their coach, Josh Heupel, he's tough. He runs a tough offense. They spread it out like completely to the sideline, which is crazy. No other teams really do that, or no other big teams really do that. So I'm interested to see how Oklahoma matches up with them in that spread and the high tempo offense. I don't think they can get into a track meet with Tennessee. So I got Tennessee.
I don't know. Oklahoma kind of is pretty like all around good on offense, especially their running back. Their running back is a freak.
Yeah. I mean,
But
they are a good team, but I don't think they have enough. I don't trust the quarterback, whatever Jackson Arnold. I don't trust him to get into a track meet, like I said with Nico. Like if they get it, if Tennessee gets 35, I don't think Oklahoma can win. So they got to limit them to 24, around there, 28, and then they have a shot. And it's at home, so you never know what can happen when you have a home game. So
yeah, I will say I need them to win because we have Oklahoma next week.
You need who to win?
Oklahoma.
Oh, you're saying to boost your strength of schedule.
So we get ranked.
Right. What's called? I need to focus on Arkansas today. Like that quarterback, whatever his name is, Talon something. He's actually pretty tough. He can run really well. And he throws.
Not really worried about Arkansas. I'm gonna keep it honest with you.
All right.
Here goes that clip.
Here.
Yeah, sadly, that's gonna have to get clipped up after the game with another highlight montage. So
I hope it gets clipped if it wins, but I bet it won't.
Nah, if y'all win, it'll get clipped up for sure. It'll get clipped.
See, I never I just reminded I never made a clip montage of all like Julian had to say during that NCAA tournament. Like I was gonna make a montage of all of those sound bites of different things that he had, different takes that he had that didn't come to fruition. Like I just never got around to it. It was too big of a project, to be honest. I didn't have the capacity.
I mean, if Tennessee didn't get cheated in the Purdue game, yes, you didn't watch. You were at work. Hey, if they didn't get cheated in the Purdue game, my bracket would have won the whole challenge. Like I would have blown everyone out. So I don't want to hear it.
Cheated is a conspiracy, like
bro. They did get cheated. We were watching the game. Like y'all saw the game. They would touch what's his face, Zach Edey, Al, and then Zach Edey. He's elbowing folks in the face, no call. Like they're flying into the stands, no calls. Like what is
I'm not even trying to hear that, bro. Zach Edey was just dominant that game.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a professional basketball.
I'm saying they're in the bonus. They're in the bonus with like 12 minutes left in the first half. Like it was crazy. That game was crazy.
They didn't have a body for that. Not many do. Like
that's true. They didn't have a good matchup for him, but like when he was on defense, they didn't call anything. And he can't guard them. Like, they're spread out running that high tempo offense. He couldn't guard them. And it was crazy. That was crazy.
Losses. Anywho, got that college football. Any other games y'all wanted to speak on that's coming on today?
I'm the next or the last game I'm interested in. Or there's two more actually. The first one is USC at Michigan. That's very interesting. Michigan, obviously they won the national championship. We have people like Austin texting my phone like you see what Michigan looks like without Connor Stallions and all this, like, blah blah blah. But he's obviously ignoring the fact they lost like 25 seniors or something like that. But yeah, I want to see what Michigan looks like today versus USC with the new quarterback. They have Alex Orji starting. He's the more athletic quarterback. The questions about him are, can he throw or not? Or can he throw or not? I don't know. Like we haven't seen him try to throw enough to even know. When I did see him try to throw, he threw a ground ball. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like in a real game. I know he can run though, so I want to see what that offense looks like. But if Michigan can dominate them physically, like they obviously have a shot. But I think USC has a pretty good team. They played well versus LSU, beat them. The defense played well for the first time. I don't know, in a long time. I haven't seen a USC defense play well. I don't even remember the last time. So I want to see what Michigan's offense looks like versus USC today.
I also like this. It's kind of underrated, but I feel like Clemson's on upset watch against NC State.
That could be interesting too. Who's at home? I think that matters.
I think it's Clemson at home. Yeah, it is. It's Clemson at home, and they're 17-point favorites.
17.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's a lot.
That's too
It
many.
is a lot.
They've only won one game this year. I think they had a bye week, but they beat App State by like 50 after getting blown out by Georgia. But now App State played South Alabama on this Thursday night, and they got a 50 piece by South Alabama too.
I saw that. That was embarrassing.
That's terribly embarrassing. Like that App State win for Clemson doesn't move me at all now. So I might honestly take the point. 17 is crazy. 17?
I might too.
17 is too much.
That's way too much.
It's a lot of points in football.
That's a lot. Only for a win over App State. That's all they've shown. And I think they had 3 points on Georgia in a whole game. Come on now. Like, they don't move me. But the last game was Utah and Oklahoma State. I want to see Oklahoma State. I want to see their running back play. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the country, Ollie Gordon. I want to see him play versus that Utah defense. They've been stout for years. Probably 5 years plus. But I kind of want to see that matchup. I know it says Utah's actually favored by 1, so they must be at home. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, it's very tight. I think it's because Utah's quarterback is questionable, Cam Rising. And like when Cam Rising doesn't play, Utah sucks. Oh, Utah's actually away. Dang. That's interesting, right? But yeah, Utah's favored by 1 away. But their quarterback is also questionable. I don't know if he's playing or not, but he's also, he kind of is the engine that keeps that team going. So if he doesn't play, I would definitely take Oklahoma State. But if he does, Utah's a good team.
It's a good preview. I didn't really look at these games and see one that jumped out at me, but I think that late game definitely will be interesting.
You should watch that game. Watch both of those. The Michigan one will be interesting, and the Tennessee and the Tennessee and Oklahoma one will be exciting. So
for sure, I'll pull up on you.
All right. Actually, I'm gonna be watching the Canes, but
What you gonna be watching games?
I'll be watching the Canes. Like I'll stream the other one, but
hey, Salt, pull up too. Go to Jules' crib. Legit.
What happened?
Salt Corleone.
Oh, okay, I was making sure you was in here.
Yeah, I was just looking at all the scores.
What scores?
I mean, all the games.
I was about to say, I'm like, who's playing now? I saw there was one 10:30 game.
Oh, really?
I think. Am I tripping? Oh, no. I'm tweet. But yeah. All right, gentlemen, that's some college football. Let's get a little transition here. Forget which video is which, but let's start over here. Let's start here.
Bryce Young is not a bad QB. He was just never going to be great. Now, listen to me when I say this because a lot of that is going to go over your head. Oh, he's playing on a horrible team. Whatever. Okay, I want you to understand this. Typically, if you're first or second round pick, first or second pick, not second round, you are going to go to a team that needs a lot of work. Bryce Young is by all means not a bad QB, but because he came out of Bama, he would never be a great QB in the league. Bama is not known for being able to develop exceptional QB talent. And I say that because they have all this help in college. Over the past few years, if you really think about it, Bama has had some of the top receivers to enter the game. They've also had some of the top O-linemen and top running backs. When a QB has that much help, there's not much for you to truly do. And it's really hard to make a mistake with that. You have an exceptional O-line, exceptional receivers, phenomenal running backs. If I'm going to the game against you and I'm playing Alabama, I have to not prep for all of these factors. Bama can throw the third string back there and honestly still be fine. If you truly think about it, no QB in the past 15, 20 years has come out of Bama has truly worked on the league, and I stand on that. I promise you I stand on that. If you mention Jalen Hurts came out of Oklahoma. That's important because he had to leave that program. He had to leave Alabama to go play somewhere else. He is an exceptional QB. I know, but he did not graduate from Bama. Did he have the experience of the program for sure? Yeah. And if you mention Tua also has exceptional help in the league. He also has somebody who has a lot of running backs, great O-line, amazing receivers, absolutely amazing. If not top 2, top 3 receiving core in the league, if they're not number 1. Prior to the explosion of Alabama in the passing game, now granted they did have receivers like Julio Jones and Amari Cooper come out, but prior to the explosion, Alabama was a primarily run-first offense.
All right, let's get into it. So, Jacob, you could tell this is Julian propaganda, but we'll speak on it. we'll go here, see what he has to say, and then yeah. So we're speaking on Bryce Young. Rocky start to the career. Ju, what you got that face on for? Like, what's going on?
I don't understand how this is Julian propaganda. Like, what does that even mean? Like,
I mean, I'm gonna let you rock. Like, go ahead and speak on that take, what you thought about it, and we'll go from there.
What I was actually going to say is I don't agree with the take. I think it's an unfair take, similar to how we, the stereotype around Ohio State quarterbacks was that they would suck in the NFL too, just because some of the past guys didn't pan out. But kind of like he said, the old quarterbacks at Bama, like when, let's say, Nick Saban's early years to his middle years, yeah, they weren't great quarterbacks. They weren't great players. They were good. They were okay college quarterbacks carried by a defense and a run game because football is way different. But if we look at the last few years of their quarterback play, I think it's been very good. And like, we can't say that they don't pan out. Like Tua, as much as I say Tua's not a great quarterback, I will die on that hill. He'll never be great in the NFL. He's not a great talent. He's obviously
what's the but? Like,
huh?
Okay, he's not great. He'll never be great.
I was gonna say, but he's a solid quarterback. Like, he's a capable starting quarterback in the NFL, which is fine. I just don't think that he's special at all.
But that's not the take. Like,
I'm getting there. To his point about Bryce Young, I don't agree. He's saying that the teams at Alabama are so good that it's going to be hard for a typical Alabama quarterback to adjust to, let's say, a not as a good team in the NFL. I don't think that was the problem with Bryce Young. Like, number one, he went into the absolute worst situation that he could have went into. They played him too early, probably, given the fact that their team was so booty. Like, that's a terrible, garbage, horrible team. Like, they were terrible. And they played him, broke his confidence. And I think that's more of the issue. And if we're looking back at Bryce Young's teams at Bama, I don't think that it follows the typical trend of Alabama teams. They didn't really have super dominant wide receivers. Like, if we look at like a Tua team, for example, I'm being for real. We look at a Tua team, they had Ruggs, Judy, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. This is all on a team, right? All on one team.
Did he not have the best receiver in college football?
Who, Bryce?
Yes.
No, Bryce. I mean, you're saying J-Mo?
Yes.
Yeah, listen, he had J-Mo for 1 year.
Okay.
And he tore it up with J-Mo. But that's one player, though. And J-Mo was not the best receiver in college football. That would be a stretch. But listen, even the year prior to that, he had Mechie, no J-Mo. He had Mechie, and that was his best receiver. Mechie is not like a Smitty or Jalen Waddle even. Like, he's not on that level. And their offensive line or running game was not on the level of those old Alabama teams. Like, when Bryce was playing, it was like the team was running because Bryce was like that. Like, Bryce was the best player in the country. That's why it wasn't crazy that Bryce went number one over CJ Stroud. So I honestly don't agree with that. I don't think that Bryce was I don't think that his point was Bryce is carried by his team in college, but like I think Bryce was more the driving force of Alabama than a product of his surroundings.
No, that's fair. I can agree with that. So the take here is because the typical Alabama team is so elite that quarterbacks just typically don't pan out in the NFL because they're kind of just used to being on an elite team.
Yeah, they can't adjust to like NFL because their team won't be as dominant.
I would honestly give that like a 2. Like I actually agree with that. I mean, if you just look back at everybody, who's the best quarterback that's ever played? I mean, Jalen Hurts.
This is the question I was going to pose, and
probably. But like I said, though, that's because football is way different. Like when Nick Saban was first getting there, like they weren't playing a pro style like offense. Like I agree with it then. I don't agree with it now, though. I don't think that these most recent quarterbacks, like I don't think they're incapable of playing NFL football. But yeah, if you put Blake Sims in an NFL offense, like he'll probably look like a fool. Or if you put, I don't even know who are their old quarterbacks. John, what's his name? McEnroe or McElway? I can't even remember his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, if you put him in NFL offense, like, yeah, he's not gonna work out. AJ McCarron, even, I mean, he made it to the NFL, but even him, like, yeah, he's not gonna be a special pro quarterback. But these most recent guys, like after him, yeah, all those guys can play. Like Tua, like we said, Tua, he made it to the NFL. Yes, I think that he's a bit dependent on his guys. I do, but he's a solid quarterback.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts, I think we do have to give him credit or give Alabama credit for developing him. The year he was on the bench, you could see it. From the year that he got benched, right? His last year starting at Bama to the next year when Tua started over him. Stop that. No, Mac Jones. Mac Jones was he wasn't.
He's not solid, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He was. It was. I can kind of understand where Soul's coming from because, like, similarly to Bryce, like he walked into the worst situation that he could have walked into. Like, I don't think many quarterbacks could have succeeded. Yes, I understand he had Bill Belichick as a coach, but like Bill Belichick was one of the worst GMs at drafting offense in his past few years. Like bro, that Patriots offense when Mac Jones was the quarterback was awful. I think their best player was probably like, I don't even know. Kendrick Bourne. Like I have no clue, honestly. Like,
yeah, I think it was.
Like, and that's.
Can I get to my issue? Right, with all of this rhetoric, everything that Julia just spewed out here. Like, the problem I have is that we do this podcast weekly. All right. And especially now, Jacob, we've been talking about NFL, you know, it's week 3 and we was ramping up season, off season. We talk so much about quarterbacks in the NFL. And there are certain quarterbacks that Julian just, you know what I mean? Like, he respects them as professionals, but he has continuously said that these players are not what we make them out to be. And oddly enough, he's giving those 2 players, some of those 2 quarterbacks that he speaks on, all of these flowers all of a sudden. I don't understand that. Now, but I want to give it to the tape. I want to get to the tape, though, Drew. I want to get to the tape. Because the man said, and I could be wrong, maybe I wasn't listening correctly, but the man said that, yes, some of them pan out. Jalen Hurts is obviously good, right? Tua is obviously good, but none of them are great. None of them are on that threshold that, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of them are. That's what I thought I gathered from what he was trying to say, right? Because we do have the Mac Jones. We have a bunch of Alabama quarterbacks that have been through the league. Like, we've seen that, but none of them are in that high tier. Like Julian got his, you know, double tier. This is true too. Well, the recent, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, there's eras. Like, yes, we look at the mid quarterback Bama era, and then we look after that. All those guys went to the NFL, every single one. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Alabama just used to not recruit quarterbacks. That used to not be their thing. They used to just focus on O-line and building a huge bunch of fat guys, and you really can't beat that. You just run it down their throat.
Oh yeah, they had a wall. They were running Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, Trent Richardson. They were running the ball 40 times a game. Like, of course, those quarterbacks are not going to go pan out. But since they transitioned, they started to get beat. I remember they started to get beat playing like that. And then you saw them. They went into a spread offense. They started not huddling. Like, the game completely changed, or the offensive approach completely changed for Bama. Since then, all of those quarterbacks went pro.
Yeah.
Everyone.
But are any of them great?
No, I mean, great is a stretch, but like, not like, what schools are we looking at that just produces great quarterbacks? Like, maybe like 1 or 2.
Auburn.
Who?
Auburn.
Who? Cam? That's Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all got Cam. Like, we can say Oklahoma, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I won't even say they're great though. Like, Kyler Murray has great talent. Baker Mayfield is solid.
All right, but Drew, how can you disagree with that take then, and then turn around and call like a Jalen Hurts or Tua, you know, the rest not great quarterbacks? That's my question.
I think Tua is not great. I've said that. Jalen Hurts, I think, is a very good player. I just think that he's inconsistent.
Call him great.
He has. I said what I put him in the situationally great tier. He can be
Situationally great.
Yeah, he has been great. He has been great before. He's not great sometimes.
Julian, I'm situationally great. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could give you a burst. Like, yeah, I mean, I could definitely give you a burst.
He went to a Super Bowl. He almost won an MVP. So, like, yes, we do have to give credit where credit is due. He also had one of the worst back halves of a season in the NFL last year, and he's extremely turnover prone. So it will be a stretch for me to call him great. That's a stretch. Can he be great? Yeah.
Okay. But you see how it can't be true. So on a scale of 1 to 5, like how would you rate that take? You agree with it, but like
it's like a 3.5, I feel like, because I understand where the guy's coming from, but I just don't agree with I don't know. I understand where he's coming from, yes. But I don't agree with it fully, I'll say. So I'll say like 3.5 out of 5. Like, it's okay.
I don't think that necessarily should be the take, that it's just like Alabama can't produce good quarterbacks. It's just recently they've been recruiting quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's
a new thing.
Yeah, it's leaving out a lot. That take leaves out a lot of context.
We will see. Say is right. But anywho, Sultan says that we need to give him some time. So obviously, he was talking about Bryce Young. He's been a topic of discussion due to the putrid performances that we've seen from him. Does he just need time? Like, do y'all think he could be a successful starter, win a playoff game, possibly? And then
I think that he needs a new team. Like, he just needs to leave. Like, obviously, there's no future with the Panthers. I mean, they benched him 2 games into the season, which is ridiculous. In my opinion, that's ridiculous. Like, why would you bench the number 1 overall pick? He hasn't even played. I don't think he's played 18 games yet in his NFL career, and they benched him.
Yeah,
I don't get it. Knowing that they just put him in the worst situation possible. He's had 3 different coaches in 2 years. Like, I don't want Bryce to go there either, bro. Get him somewhere.
Position, please.
Yeah, get him somewhere where he can have some type of success. Like, yes.
We love saying this, but we know that's not how the ball game works. Like,
I mean, look at some other guys like Sam Darnold. He got to go to where did he go?
Minnesota.
Yeah, he got to go to Minnesota now under Kevin O'Connell, and before that, he went to Kyle Shanahan for 2 years. And obviously, I think that helps him out. Like, he should go to one of those quarterback gurus, like maybe send Bryce to Miami right now and go play with Mike McDaniel or one of those type guys. I would like to see something like that, because we haven't spoken on it, but we don't even know what's up with Tua. Like,
yes, we know what's up with Tua. Like,
what do you mean? We don't is he gonna play again?
I'm not gonna speak on it. I talk about they have a better situation than Miami, though.
He's talking about I think he's talking about the Panthers.
Yeah, what should we call it? Neighbors?
Or it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he should play again, bro. I mean, and I know that's like everybody's saying Tua.
Oh yeah, I mean, he said like 4 concussions.
He's gonna die.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, bro. It's not funny, but like that is crazy. Like, when I saw him like get the little like this after he got hit, that was crazy.
I could tell as soon as he like went head first and the way he got hit, I could tell immediately that he was gonna be like laid out.
He needs to wear I saw Sunil he needs to wear the Guardian cap. And there's been more players wearing it. Like, I see someone almost in every game wearing it now in the NFL. Like, why would he not wear that? I don't understand it.
It does look a little bit stupid.
It does, but like maybe for a quarterback you would notice a bit more, but like there's guys that I feel like it kind of blends in for. Like on Thursday night, I think Jabril Peppers, I don't know, one of the Patriots DBs was wearing it, and like I didn't notice until maybe like the end of the second or third quarter I saw it.
Listen, helmets aren't, always cute. Like, talk about like motorcycle helmets, bike helmets, that sort of thing. But like, it's very necessary depending on what you're trying to do. So sometimes players just have to suck it up, do the right thing, what's best for their body.
I need Tua to get back anyway, just so I can complete my victory lap. Because like
you're weird.
Talk Tua.
It's so weird.
How's that weird? I want him to get back.
You're incredibly weird. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I texted you too. I was like during that game, like we saw a lot of Tua before that injury. So it was yikes. Like
exactly. That's what I was trying. What do you mean yikes? It was yikes in a bad way.
Yes, it was yikes in a bad way. Didn't he have like 3 interceptions? 3 turnovers at least.
Yes,
like
exactly what I be telling y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all this for years.
Dude,
like,
that was a bad game. Like,
again,
like we talk about Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts has had bad games. He's also won the Super Bowl. Like, so I don't know what we're talking about. I have Patrick Mahomes in fantasy. I can talk about bad games Patrick Mahomes has had, right? So it's just
Patrick Mahomes.
You can have it. On that,
Patrick Mahomes does not have similar games to Tua. I'm just
being. He didn't have similar games to Tua.
No, he does not have similar games to Tua.
He really doesn't.
No.
Wait,
the only time Patrick Mahomes will turn the ball over is on like a 50-50 ball or something like that.
Nah, bro.
Typically, yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over that much.
Patrick Mahomes doesn't turn the ball over that much?
No,
he doesn't.
Not that much. No, he does not.
How do I look up? Can I go to stat news?
Just look up total.
Can I go hold on?
Just look up total turnovers. Patrick Mahomes.
Just through these 3 games, turnovers for quarterbacks. Where do you think Patrick Mahomes is?
I mean, it's been.
I'm curious.
And he
no, but this is spillage over from last season, Julian. Last regular season. Like, I just want to know, what do y'all think it is? Because he doesn't turn the ball over that much, right? So
are you talking about last season when he won a Super Bowl?
Yes. I'm talking regular season Mahomes. Regular season Mahomes could not care less where the ball goes. Like, I promise you he could care less. Just be slinging it.
He's definitely not top 5 in turnovers.
He's not top amongst quarterbacks.
You're talking about this year.
Just through 3 games. He's not top 5.
It's been 2 games. It's been 2 games.
2 games.
Yes, he's not top 5 because he had 2 turnovers in the last game. Yes, like he probably is. And he turned it over once in the first game. So yes, I assume he's in top 5. But what does that mean?
Yeah, through the first 2 weeks is crazy.
What are we talking about?
Spillage over from last season, but I'm trying to tell you.
What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm gonna get the facts and figures while we're off a podcast because I don't want to waste time. But stay tuned for that. I'll post that as well. That's going on the story because the counting stats aren't the same as they are in basketball. I'm a basketball head, right? So I can't just look up the turnovers like that. I'll find it though. Believe that. Drew, you ready to get to the second video?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
With this Minnesota coaching staff and how it might be one of the best in football, if not the best. As of last week, Kevin O'Connell was 18-0 as a head coach in games where he breaks even or wins the turnover battle. That number now moves to 19-0. The Vikings, they didn't even win the turnover battle in this one, but they broke even, and that was enough against the 49ers of all teams. I have already been by the belief for a long time that Brian Flores is one of the best defensive minds in football, at the very least, one of the most chaotic. And when you see the way that he made Brock Purdy play today, he had an interception, could have been 2 or 3. He was disastrous against the blitz. Blitz, that's what Brian Flores can dial up. It just makes you feel like this is a Vikings team that's going to smell blood in the water all season long. Sam Darnold has reminded us exactly why betting on a quarterback's traits can often be a good thing. 4th quarter game-clinching drive without his wide receiver 1, 2, or tight end 1. Multiple tight window, ice cold, seam balls, layered throws, all of it. The decision-making at times is still a question mark, but the talent is legit. Kevin O'Connell is showing us that he's got the goods as well. I mean, this stat is insane to me. And in an injury-riddled NFC North, where the Packers are without their starting quarterback, the Lions are off to a slow start, at least offensively. The Bears are still very young. could easily be a chaotic Vikings team in a positive way that can make it to the playoffs playing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a quick sidebar. I did find it. Top 5. Over under.
Nobody cares.
What are we doing?
Pat Mahomes turnovers last year.
No, I don't think he was top 5. He threw, 12 interceptions?
Are you talking about last year?
Last year, 2023.
No.
Super Bowl.
I don't think he was either.
He had his worst. He probably had one of his worst regular seasons last year, and he still won a Super Bowl. And they had their worst offense ever. So maybe
Right.
I don't think so though. No.
All right, going once. Y'all both are saying, past 5.
Yes, I think he was past 5.
Jacob?
Yeah.
He was number 7.
Okay.
Number 7 in the league. Number 7 in the league.
That was his.
All right. Anyway,
that was like his worst offensive season. Go back to the take though. Yeah, getting back.
Yeah. What was even the take? I don't understand what the take was.
To this Vikings take, I have a few questions for y'all. Do y'all think, given what you've seen from the Vikings through the first 2 weeks, do y'all think the Vikings can contend for their division? So we have to say who their division is. It's the Packers, the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings. Do y'all think they can contend in that division? Number one, I'll ask that first. Yes or no?
What do you mean by contend?
Win it.
Yes. I think they have they could win it. Like they have the talent and the ability to win it.
Do you think they will win it?
No.
Who's going to win?
Probably the Lions.
Okay, fair. So you got Lions, Vikings, and then Packers, or do you have Lions, Packers, Vikings?
No, I got Lions, Vikings, Packers.
Okay, interesting. What about you, Mo?
I think we do this every year, really. Thank you, Sultan. Like,
I disagree.
Well, I don't know about last, but I mean, they're either going to be third or last. It's a very long season. We can't be so impressionable as fans. Injuries will happen, right? Fatigue will set in. Thursdays, Mondays.
Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings. Okay, interesting.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the Bears, young QB. We'll see what happens with that. But I don't see the Vikings winning their division. No, that I could never see that unless something extremely bad happens. So, no, I definitely don't see that happening. Solid list by Salt. I may switch around the Vikings and Bears, but that's it.
Well, one of my preseason takes was I thought the Vikings were going to actually be good this year, like very good. Just because I had to give flowers, and I liked the video. That's why I sent it. Don't close your eyes. I like the video because I had to give flowers to their coaching staff. Kevin O'Connell, I think he's one of the best play callers in football. And I do think that he'll have Sam Darnold playing pretty good football this year. And I also told y'all J.J. McCarthy was never going to be the starting quarterback. More to Ian. I know he's not here today. But, we had a little debate about that. But my opinion, I do think the Vikings can contend for this division. I don't know if they'll win it. I think that the Lions are the best team in it. But I think that they'll be right there with the Packers this year. And I think they can play with the Lions honestly too. So we'll see what happens, but I do think they can contend for the division at least, and they can get into the playoffs. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
I don't think the Bears are going to be ready yet. Given what we've seen, like I think Caleb will be a really good quarterback in the NFL, but their offensive line looks a little spotty so far, which gives cause for concern with the rookie quarterback.
He also needs a little attitude adjustment.
Who, Caleb?
Yeah.
Why would? Huh?
Just in general, the way he carries himself like a child.
I guess. I mean, I feel like the college stuff was just more like gamesmanship. Like, I don't think it was that deep. Like him painting his nails like F you. He used to be like F you, whoever they are playing. Like, I don't know.
He is in fact a kid. I mean,
yeah, he is young. Yeah, I don't think he's being necessarily super arrogant. And like kind of like I've said, like
He definitely is.
a lot of these guys have to be like you have to have a certain level of arrogance, like if you're gonna play sports at a high level. Like
Yeah.
when I tell Ian like LeBron is an egomaniac, like that's not even a disrespect. Like he kind of has to be like he has to think that he's the best player ever to be that good at basketball. So
And I agree. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing all the way. I think it's bad to the point where you can't take advice or you can't learn because of that arrogance because you think you're already perfect.
Are you talking about like what happened with CJ Stroud?
Well, that was part of it. That was funny. But
that
also,
was
like he had trouble with his coaching staff stuff too.
What, in college or now?
Yeah, college.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That CJ Stroud video was funny because it was like CJ.
It was
Stroud
funny. Like he was genuinely trying to give him advice.
Yeah, it was just funny because like I wouldn't be trying to hear that either though. Like CJ
No,
Stroud is like he's like 1 year older than him, or like
hey,
really little bro him too, but like I don't know.
Yeah, 1 year older.
Well, we'll see. I hope Caleb plays good football, and I think when Keenan Allen gets back healthy, they'll look like a little bit of a better team than they do. So I think the Bears will be solid too.
We will see about that.
And he's receptive to coaching. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it honestly. So from the Bears, I mean, he should be. He's a rookie, so you need to be. If he's not willing to learn, he's gonna fall on his face. So hopefully he is. I feel like to be as good as he is, he has to be, receptive,
coachable.
Yeah,
most likely. All right, gentlemen. So let's look at tomorrow. Since we talking NFL football, let's see what matchups we have. Of course, let's go ahead and start with the Falcons, because we already know what that's going to be like. A lot of hype surrounding that game.
This one's gonna shake the league. This one's gonna open some people's eyes.
Expand on that.
I don't have to, and I won't. I'm not expanding.
Let me hear from Jill. Like, Jill, do you have any like?
I agree with that. Honestly, I second that. Like,
all right,
it's just gonna be a physical day in the Benz tomorrow. I'll say that. It's gonna be a physical day.
Turnovers.
Now that's
up. Yeah, the player of the week, Jesse Bates, for you gonna hear from him.
On a serious note, though, I do think we definitely can win. No Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Like no Pacheco. So if they don't have a running game, Patrick Mahomes will turn the ball over. And I think that's the game. If we can block Chris Jones, we'll win the game.
Ooh, Patrick Mahomes and Mercedes. Yeah, the building's gonna be a little bit loud, right? The roof will be open. Okay.
I know a lot of people going to that game. Are either of y'all going?
I mean, Mo's probably gone. He's probably working. I assume. Are you working it? Calm down.
No, I'll be up in there. But anywho, no, that's gonna be a very great matchup. I think for the Falcons again, I told my dad this too. Like, I just don't want it to be a trend. Okay, you beat the Eagles, they don't have AJ Brown. You beat the Chiefs or something, right? You don't have Pacheco. You got to play the people that are in front of you, right? These are still very good teams. It's not, no excuses, nothing like that. I think we just need to handle our business in our own building, though. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And yeah, it'll be good.
I mean, yeah, it's football. Injuries will happen. So that's not an excuse.
It will happen. Speaking of the Eagles got the Saints. All right. The Saints have been red hot. They're favored by 2.5.
They're at
Who's
home.
coming out of that game?
I'll take the Saints, honestly. It's going to take a lot.
In New Orleans, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, Saints look pretty good. They do.
It looks like Derek Carr's finally in the rhythm of that offense. So that's scary. That's a scary sight.
Their coordinator called good games. I don't believe in the Saints as much as everyone else. Like they did like 40 ball the Cowboys and the Panthers, I think, which is like okay. The Cowboys, that was a bad matchup because they can't defend that type of offense. And the Panthers are just poverty. They should get relegated. So I really don't know how good the Saints are yet, I'll say. But I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I hope the Eagles win because we don't need the Saints to play good ball, honestly.
No, we really don't. So I mean, we're all Eagles fans that game. It's just from what we've seen from the Eagles, are they going to be able to stop that offense?
One big thing though is this is a must-win game for the Eagles, in my opinion. Like they don't want
early in the season, yeah.
Yes, they don't want the wheels to fall off. You got to realize where they came from. At the last half of last season, they were like 2-7, I think, or something like that. They've lost like maybe like 8 out of 10 games. They can't lose another one. I'm sorry, they got to win. They have to. I wish Ian was here so I can antagonize him.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So to like, hey, hey, I mean, you hold the Saints to maybe under 21, something like that.
Yeah, if you 28 points, they're probably losing game. So
yeah, Jalen Hurts. I still say Jalen Hurts played very well against the Falcons. I thought he played some of his best ball. Threw the ball pretty well. Was good with his legs. Made good decisions throughout the game, if I'm recalling correctly. What can I say? I mean, Jesse Bates. I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing else to say, really.
He's major.
But what other games y'all looking at for tomorrow?
Let's go ahead and wrap up. It's about to be kickoff.
That's true. Say something about the Cowboys and Ravens.
Is Auburn at 12?
No, they're not. They're at 2:30.
2:30 then.
Or I mean, sorry, 2:30 Central. 3:30.
Yeah. You said Cowboys and Ravens?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get a pick for that, and we'll be
both teams have to win.
Yeah, that's a poverty game.
Yeah, both teams actually like have to win. If the Ravens start 0-3, they may be cooked this season. I believe in Lamar. Like Lamar has the best winning percentage out of every quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes by like a game, I think, or so. So I'll be shocked if Lamar doesn't make the playoffs if he's healthy. So I think the Ravens will win.
I agree with that.
Whoever's home wins. I don't know who it is.
Cowboys are at home. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Give
me the Cowboys.
I would be shocked if Lamar misses the playoffs. Like that has never happened while he's not missed half of the season. So,
dude, I mean, you could go 0-3 and make the playoffs though. So, it's still early.
That's tough.
Still early. Definitely. All right, gentlemen. That's it for our pod. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms. About to watch some college football. Y'all got anything before we get up out of here?
Nah, not really.
All right. I'll catch y'all next week. We out.